The second half try blitz put the Sharks completely in control. My name's Mark, let's talk rugby. Sharks are looking good early on in this one. They win a penalty for Klein grabbing Etzebeth's arm in the lineout. Kieran Bosch knocks it over from out wide, 3-0 to the Sharks. Bosch, he was so good from the tee today. Munster, then they hit back immediately. There's a poor box kick from Hendrickse. Munster turned the ball over, get it out wide to Daly. He steps to cover and goes over to score. Crowley adds the extra 7-3, Munster in front. Sharks then win a penalty at the breakdown. Coombs in at the side as the Sharks put pressure on with a good counter ruck. Bosch is off target from the tee this time, but Sharks were so good at putting pressure on at rucks and in defence generally as well. Sharks then are on attack, but they knock on. They then have a strong scrum. Ball is at the back, and kind of both Casey and Hendricks kind of pulled away and put their hands up in the air to referee. And Wayne Barnes says the ball is out. Hendricks is the first to react to it. They attack, and Koch goes over. He gets to within 5 meters. Munster able to counter ruck, but they knock the ball on. Munster then managed to repel them, but the Sharks come back at them. Bapimpi steps Pekatoa, and then Klein in the midfield draws the cover and puts Hendricks in behind, and he's got the pace to get over as Crowley and another Munster player were trying to track him down. Bosch converts that. 10-7, the Sharks are back in front. Sharks, though, then lose Hendricks to injury as he got injured as he was scoring the try. Grant Williams comes on to replace him. Munster also lose Salanola shortly after that. He was replaced by Stephen Archer. I think one of the commentary team, I was watching the South African commentary, must have forgot they were talking about him, when he come on, and then at halftime, then he was saying, "Oh, look," at the start of the second half, "Oh, look, Stephen Archer is on the field." It's like, yeah, you said about that he came on in the first half already. Munster, though, from there, they're holding on to the ball. Some good carries from Hodnett and Snyman. They're then starting to get, a decent kicking game going and keeping the Sharks in their own half. Sharks line out misfires a couple of times for them as well. Sharks, though, I think this was one of the turning points of the game. They kick long. Nash loses the flight of the ball in the sun, knocks it on. Bulls then win the penalty at the scrum. They go to the corner. The maul is immediately collapsed. They have penalty advantage, but then we have strong carries. Chituka gets them close, and then Etzebeth manages to ground on the line. We have a Timo check for a double movement, but it's pretty clear he scored. The try stands, converted by Bosch, 17-7. And Sharks just really taking their chances, a deserved lead for them at that stage. And I thought, yeah, that was a big moment in the game there where, that knock on from Nash just completely changed how the game was going at that point. From there, then, Dutoy gets pinged for not rolling away. Munster kicked the penalty up the line, but we have a poor pass from Casey, allows Bosch to intercept, and the Sharks can clear. Calvin Nash then steps through about half of the Sharks team. There was some run for him on the right wing, gets Munster deep into 22. Sharks turn her over, but knock on at the edge of their own 22. Sharks defence very aggressive and keeping Munster at bay. Munster, though, to hang on to the ball is the longest spell of possession up to this point. It leads to a try 10 phases later. Have big carries from Klein, Coombs, O'Malley. They're sucking in defence, and you can see that there's plenty of space out wide for the backs, but the forwards want this try. Kilcoyne manages to get over and get that converted by Crowley, 17-14. Sharks then come back on the attack. Offload from Khaleesi, goes to the deck. O'Mahony gets there, pounces on it. Munster are able to clear. Halftime score then is 17-14. Very competitive first half. And it already had the feel of a game that's going to live long in the memory. Van Heerden replaces Etzebeth at halftime. That's a big loss for them. Munster, second half starts. They're on attack again, making good progress. But Oxenchae manages to turn it over, and Sharks win a penalty and can clear. Sharks, so many players did so well at that, getting in over the ball, either getting the penalty or winning the turnover and just stopping that Munster momentum. Munster then could see the penalty at the line at Mall. They go further up the pitch to the edge of the Munster 22. It's at this stage already a big reverse for Munster, having been on attack in the Sharks 22, now back on the edge of their own. They then concede another penalty for side entry. Sharks go to the corner. They set up the line at Mall, have another penalty advantage. Munster disrupted the Mall, but Mbanambi managed to get over to score. Bosch converts this one from out wide, 24-14. Sharks cushion is restored. That was, I think, another big kind of passage to play in the game, where complete reverse from Munster, as I said, on attack to then conceding 4 penalties and conceding a try ultimately. Sharks then kick the ball long. Fekitoa tries to run it out from, about 10 metres out from his own line, but Mapimpi and Am managed to get in there, good hit, turn him over. They spread the ball out wide. Crowley gets pinged for playing it on the ground. Sharks go to the corner again, driving Mall, and the second try then for Mbanambi. Bosch hits the post with the conversion. We're at 29-14. Feels like a long way back for Munster now. Munster then try a box kick, but it's too short. Sharks turn it over, get it out to the right wing. Koch, lovely step from him, goes over to score. Bosch adds the extra, 36-14. It's game over at this stage. Now Pimpy then, he goes over from 60 metres out, but the whistle had already gone, several seconds before that. It was a knock-on in the tackle, so he's brought back. Munster to trying to respond, but pressure from that excellent Sharks defence leads to the ball going loose. Bosch snaps it up and has a clear run in. He converts his own try, 43-14. Really stretching away now. Munster, though, they do finally get a bit of a response. They win a penalty, go to the corner, set them all, and then they drive over. Barron is the scorer. That's converted for 43-21, but still not really realistic for them to come back at this stage. Munster, they begin to throw caution to the wind. Fekitoa, he's looking to offload and throws the ball straight to Mapimpi. He has a clear run in from halfway. This time his try does stand. It's converted for 50-21. Munster then get themselves another try. Game was over as a contest at this stage, but it's a well-worked move for Haley to step through, gets past the cover defence to score. That's converted for 50-28. Then Munster do get another late try. They set up the driving Maul from a penalty kicked into the corner, and Fineen Wycherley breaks off, shows great strength to get over. That's converted for 50-35, and that was our final score. So let's have a look at some of the stats from the game. Possession was 43-57, territory was 42-58. Those numbers are actually exactly the same as the Leicester Edinburgh game from last night, but any comparison between the two games absolutely definitely ends there. Like, weather last night was terrible. The game as well was terrible. Today, beautiful sunshine and some amazing play from the Sharks really lit up the contest. Meters run then 432 for Sharks, 337 for Munster. And you can see like Sharks with less ball and less territory still making, much more of it than Munster did. Tries 7-4, and those tries really came from Sharks taking their opportunities, capitalizing on Munster's errors, and denying Munster any kind of momentum for much of the game. Maul meters then 19 for the Sharks, 5 for Munster. So Sharks, like a couple of their tries came from the maul, especially in that period where they really did take control of the game. And not many meters, but those extra 14 meters that they got from the maul really did have a big impact on the game. Offloads 5 for the Sharks, 15 for Munster. Munster play a really attractive style of rugby in attack, but offloads, today could go to deck, go to a Munster player, or easily go to a Sharks player as well. So that's a part of the game that they're going to have to tighten up on. They don't necessarily need to stop offloading. They just need to pick the times when to do it. Like Fekito, as I said, he offloaded basically right into Mapimpi's breadbasket. There wasn't a chance of a Munster player getting the ball at all there, and a few others today as well went to deck. But I think it's a game that they're committed to, and it will get better over time. Penalties conceded then, 3 for the Sharks, 8 for Munster. The Sharks for I think maybe the whole first half and a lot of the second half as well had only conceded 1 penalty, and their discipline really did help them out here in the game. Munster, 8 penalties, not a high number by any stretch of the imaginations, but just in this game, it did allow the Sharks to get in position a few too many times, and that passage of play where they conceded 4 tries within a few minutes led to a try that really did mean that they were fighting an uphill battle. In terms of then the teams from here, so Munster, some things they did well today. They exploited space out wide, but they were looking to get the ball out wide a lot of the time, and Sharks were coming up fast and denying them the ability to get it out there, and that was leading to the errors and the turnovers that ultimately helped the Sharks as well. They've improved as the season goes on, and the attacking game that they are developing should be well bedded in next season. So expect them to be more of a force next season if they continue the development. Sharks defense put so much pressure on Munster today, and they also had the firepower to exploit any mistakes. Absolutely fantastic performance from them. It looks like it's going to be a great season for them. Even if the quarterfinalists as far as they go, it's still for a debut in the Heineken Cup is a fantastic performance. In that quarterfinal now, they will face the winners of Toulouse and the Bulls. Toulouse definitely the favourites for that, but what price a South African derby in a quarterfinal of the Heineken Cup? That would be an absolutely epic game.